University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, there's now only one place left in the quarter-finals. It'll go to whichever team wins this, the last of the second-round matches. The losers will, of course, leave the contest. The University of Sheffield were runners-up in the last series, so no doubt they'll want to go one better this time. Their first-round match was a walkover against the women of Murray Edwards College, Cambridge, and their score of 260 was one of the highest in the entire first round. They demonstrated all the benefits of a modern liberal education, which apparently includes a familiarity with retailers of fashionable women's lingerie. We'll inquire no further about that, but instead ask them to introduce themselves again.
Hello, I'm Joe Weller, originally from Leicestershire, and I'm studying for a degree in cosmology.
I'm Joe Oliver, I'm actually from Exeter in Devon, and I'm studying history.
And their captain.
Hello, I'm Edward Pinney from London, and I'm studying international relations and politics.
I'm Phil Woods from Essex, and I'm studying English.
Exeter University did well against Pembroke College, Oxford in round one, maintaining a steady lead, which by the gong gave them 195 points and a winning margin of 45. They knew about Tottenham Hotspur, Land of Hope and Glory, and what happened at the top of Enid Blyton's magic faraway tree. We hope for a similar breadth of knowledge tonight. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Tom Pugh, I'm from Shrewsbury and I study politics and philosophy.
Hello, I'm Jacob Funnell, I'm from Hastings and I'm reading conservation biology and ecology.
And their captain.
Hello, I'm Richard Stern from Ditchingham in Norfolk, and I'm reading philosophy and political economy.
Hello, I'm Katie Limmer. I'm from Crewkerne in Somerset, and I'm studying for a PhD in film studies.
You know the rules, so fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. What word is common to the two-word names of a Simon Patterson artwork based on the London Underground map? The American investment and brokerage firm bailed out by J.P. Morgan Chase.
Exeter Limmer.
Bear.
Bear is correct, yes. Your bonuses, the first ones of this contest, are on a Field Marshal, firstly for 5 points. Which British Field Marshal was Secretary of War from 1914 and famously appeared on recruitment posters with the slogan, "Your country needs you"?
Lord Kitchener?
Correct. Kitchener was made a peer in 1898 after his victory with an Anglo-Egyptian force at the Battle of Omdurman, won which territory dominated by the Mahdists since 1881?
Yes, he does.
Sudan?
Correct. Kitchener was Commander-in-Chief of the British Army during which conflict, in the last 18 months of which his ruthless strategy led to him receiving the title of Viscount?
Boer War?
The Second Boer War is right. 10 points for this. Her style described as folk baroque, or Rubens with jokes, and characterised by rounded exuberance.
Exeter Limmer.
Beryl Cook.
Yes, well done. Your bonuses are on poetry this time, Exeter. I'll read the last lines of an early 19th century poem. In each case, I'd like you to name the poet. A sadder and a wiser man he rose the morrow morn.
Poet Coleridge.
Coleridge?
It is the end of the Ancient Mariner. A mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent.
Wordsworth.
Wordsworth?
No, it's Byron, She Walks in Beauty. And though the sedge is withered from the lake and no birds sing.
Yeah.
Keats?
Yep, and you got the right poem too. 10 points for this. Which of the 7 hills of Rome lying to the northeast of Capitoline Hill is the site of a papal palace built in the 16th century which became the residence of the kings of Italy from 1870 to 1946 and from then has been the home of the country's presidents?
Exeter Stern.
Aventine?
No, anyone want to buzz from Sheffield? It's the Quirinal Hill. 10 points for this. The Englishman A.B. Kemp in 1879 provided a solution that proved flawed but useful, and the Americans Kenneth Apple and Wolfgang Haken created an apparently complete proof in 1976. For what problem of particular significance to cartographers?
Sheffield Weller.
The four-colour map problem?
Indeed, yes. Right, your first bonuses, Sheffield, are on internet codes and the Bible. Their respective territories separated from one another by a narrow strait. Which two internet top-level domain codes spell those who came to give homage to the infant Jesus?
Moldova and Georgia?
No, it's Morocco and Gibraltar. You're right, it was Maggio. Separated from one another by Montenegro, which two countries' top-level domain codes spell the name of a Canaanite fertility deity strongly resisted by Hebrew prophets?
Bulgaria and Albania?
No, it's Bosnia and Albania. And finally, the top-level domain codes of which two large Commonwealth countries spell the name of the eldest son of Adam in the book of Genesis?
Canada and India?
Well done, yes, Kane. 10 points for this starter question. Evangelical scientists refute gravity with new intelligent falling theory. Scholars discover 23 blank pages that may as well be Lost Samuel Beckett play. And Clinton deploys vowels to Bosnia.
Exeter Limmer.
The Onion?
Yes. All headlines from The Onion. Your bonuses are on fundamental forces. Two of the four currently designated fundamental forces of nature have infinite range. Name both of them.
Gravity has infinite range. Strong, weak, strong force, weak force, gravity, and
I think we better have an answer.
Gravity and magnetism?
It's electromagnetism specifically and gravity. What property of the particles that mediate force distinguishes a force of infinite range from one of limited range?
strong and weak. Yeah,
Strong and weak?
No, it's mass. Which force has the heaviest carrier particles and therefore the shortest range, around 10 to the minus 18 metres?
nuclear force.
Weak nuclear force.
Correct. We're going to take a picture round. For your picture starter, you will see the name of a well-known composer as it appears in his native language. 10 points if you can give me the surname highlighted in red.
Sheffield Weller.
Tchaikovsky?
Correct. Your bonus is the names of three more composers, all in the original Russian. In each case, I simply want the surname highlighted in red. First for 5.
Prokofiev.
Correct. Secondly,
Shostakovich.
and finally,
I'd go with Phil, because we don't know.
Borodin.
no, that's Mussorgsky. Another starter question. Run by chef Ferran Adria, which dining establishment in Rosses on the Costa Brava has been voted the world's best by the British magazine Restaurant on 4 occasions?
Sheffield Pinney.
El Bulli.
Indeed. Your bonuses are on the 1960s Sheffield. In each case, give the year of the 1960s in which the following took place. Firstly, for 5, the Great Train Robbers escaped with more than £2.5 million. From Me to You became the Beatles' first #1 hit, and the tranquilizer Valium was launched.
1962.
No, it was 1963. Secondly, for 5, Julie Andrews starred in The Sound of Music. Mary Whitehouse founded the National Viewers and Listeners Association. The Beatles had hits with Help and We Can Work It Out.
I think it was 1965, and that was The Sound of Music.
1965.
Correct. An American H-bomb went missing off the coast of Spain. Yellow Submarine was a hit for the Beatles. Kenneth Wosterholm said, they think it's all over. It is now.
1966.
Yes. 10 points for this. Introduced into social science by Emil Durkheim in his 1897 study Suicide, what concept takes its name from the Greek for lawlessness and refers to an absence of moral and social standards in an individual or society?
Sheffield Pinney.
Anarchy.
No, anyone want to buzz from Exeter?
Exeter Limmer.
Nihilism?
No, it's anomy. Nihilism is belief in nothing. 10 points for this. A village near Peterborough and a market town in Suffolk, noted for its medieval church, share what palindromic three-letter name deriving from an Old English word meaning island or dry ground in a marsh and unconnected to the word for an organ of perception?
Sheffield Penny.
A. I.
I is correct, yes. Your bonuses now are on modern philosophy, Sheffield. Which Slovenian philosopher and former presidential candidate wrote The Sublime Object of Ideology and was the title subject of a 2005 documentary?
Havel.
No, it was Zizek. In May 2005, Bernard-Henri Lévy began publishing an essay series based on retracing Alexis de Tocqueville's 19th century journey through which country?
The United States.
Correct. Which Swiss-born British writer has published such books as The Consolations of Philosophy and The Art of Travel?
Theroux.
No, it's Alain de Botton. 10 points for this. What do the names of the following all have in common? The web service Yahoo, the former pop group Wham, the stage musical O Calcutta.
Sheffield Woods.
An exclamation mark at the end.
That's correct, yes. Your bonuses, Sheffield, are on homophones, words that sound the same but are spelled differently. To make it easier for you, all begin with the letter P. In each case, I need you to spell both the words described. Firstly, to trim by slicing or shaving, and a fleshy fruit of genus Pyrus.
P-A-R-E and P-E-A-R.
Correct. Secondly, a cloth spread over a coffin and a catch that engages with the teeth of a ratchet wheel to prevent backward movement.
Pinion. P-I-N-I-N.
No, it's Paul and Paul. And finally, a swift, sly or furtive look and the pointed top of a mountain.
P-E-E-K and P-E-A-K.
Yeah.
Correct, yes. Right, another starter question. The use of the fibrous skeleton of the cylindrical fruit of a type of gourd or of an aquatic invertebrate from the phylum Porifera to apply a mixture of sodium oleate, stearate and palmitate is typical of what activity?
Sheffield Penny.
Napalm.
No, anyone want to buzz from Exeter?
Exeter Stern.
Beauty treatment.
No, it's washing. 10 points for this. What surname is shared by the 15th century Florentine former monk who painted the Barbadori altarpiece and the Tarquinia Madonna and the World Cup winning football manager in 2006?
Exeter Stern.
A Scolari.
Sheffield? You may not confer whatever, you may buzz. You're not going to buzz. I'll tell you it's Lippy. 10 points for this. Ultimately, from the Greek meaning sweet root, wake up, Exeter. Ultimately, from the Greek meaning sweet root, what is the English name for the leguminous plant Glycyrrhiza glabra, an extract of which was first combined with sugar to make confectionery in the West Yorkshire town?
Sheffield Weller.
Beetroot.
And no, you lose 5 points in the West Yorkshire town of Pontefract.
Licorice.
Exeter Limmer.
Licorice.
Licorice is correct. You get all these bonuses, you'll be back on level pegging. They're on an artist. The village of Giverny on the River Seine is associated with which French impressionist born in 1840?
Monet.
Correct. The title Impressionism is generally held to originate from the title of an 1872 work by Monet, denoting a natural phenomenon. What word follows impression in its title?
Sunset, isn't it? Sunset.
Sunset.
No, it's sunrise. Between 1891 and 1895, Monet produced a series of paintings of which northern French cathedral at different times of day and different lights?
Yeah.
Rouen.
Rouen is right. We're going to take a music round. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of music from a film soundtrack. Name the film to get 10 points.
Sheffield Penny.
Titanic.
Titanic is correct. James Horner won an Oscar for that. Your music bonuses are 3 more excerpts from film soundtracks by James Horner. 5 points for each you can identify. Firstly, this film of 1995.
Braveheart.
It is. Secondly, from which film sequel of 1986 does this piece come?
Jaws 2.
No, it's from Aliens. And finally, this piece featured in which series of films from the 1980s?
Oh, Star Trek.
It is from Star Trek, yes. Right, fingers on the buzzers, another starter. In mathematics, what three-word term denotes the point at which a curve changes the nature of its concavity, either from being concave upwards to concave downwards, or vice versa?
Sheffield Weller.
Point of inflection.
Correct. Your bonuses now are on physics. When deprived of school by a teacher's strike, Lisa Simpson builds a perpetual motion machine. Homer then tells her, in this house, we obey the laws of what?
Thermodynamics.
Correct. If two systems are separately in thermal equilibrium with a third, then they must also be in thermal equilibrium with each other. Which law of thermodynamics is that?
Nominate.
The zeroth law.
Zeroth law is correct. The unattainability of absolute zero temperature is implied by which law?
The third law.
The third is correct. Another starter question. To promote the Simpsons movie during the summer of 2007, a giant image of Homer Simpson, complete with Y-fronts and donut, was painted alongside...
Exeter Limmer.
The CERN Giant.
The CERN Abbas giant is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Exeter, are on London. Which London street takes its name from a grant of land by Edward I to goldsmiths from an area of what is now northern Italy?
Soho?
No, it's Lombard Street. Formerly part of the Great Middlesex Forest, which area of London takes its name from its former ownership by the Knights Hospitallers?
Epping?
No, it's St John's Wood. And finally, which London street was renamed after a product made in the vicinity and is featured in writings by Tarquin Hall, Rachel Lichtenstein and Monica Alley?
Brick Lane.
Brick Lane.
Brick Lane is right. 10 points for this. We may become the makers of our fate when we have ceased to pose as its prophets. Are words from the introduction to which Viennese-born British philosopher's 1945 work, The Open Society?
Exeter
Karl
Funnel.
Popper.
Karl Popper is correct, yes. Your bonuses are on the love life of Alma Schindler. In 1902, Schindler married which Austrian, the composer of the song cycle Kindertottenlieder and the so-called Symphony of 1,000?
Is it Schumann?
No, it's Gustav Mahler. While married to Mahler, Alma Schindler began an affair with which German architect and Bauhaus founder who became her second husband in 1915?
Sheila?
No, it's Walter Gropius. Which Austrian-born artist painted Die Windsbraut, or The Bride of the Wind, a self-portrait with his lover, Alma Schindler, in 1914?
Climpton?
No, that was Oskar Kokoschka. Now, another starter question. Which overseas territory of the UK, situated about 240 kilometres south of Cuba, derives its name from a Carib word for a type of marine crocodile?
Exeter Stern.
Antigua?
No, anyone want to buzz from Sheffield? You may not confer.
Sheffield Oliver.
Falklands Islands?
No.
Sorry.
Brush up the... Yes, you better. No, it's the Cayman Islands. 10 points for this. Give me the name and regnal number shared by the Holy Roman Emperor excommunicated by Hildebrand in 1076, the French king who issued the Edict of Nantes in 1598, and the English king who deposed Richard II in 1399.
Sheffield Weller.
The fourth.
Specifically...
Sorry?
I want the name and the regnal
Henry
number.
IV.
Henry IV is correct, yes. Your bonuses are on Wales, Sheffield. In which Welsh resort are the headlands known in English as Great Orme and Little Orme?
Swansea.
No, it's Llandudno. Pennyberth, Crickeith and Porthmadog are among settlements in which Welsh peninsula?
The Gower.
No, it's the Hyn Peninsula. Marlows and St David's are peninsulas in which Welsh county and unitary authority?
Powys.
No, it's Pembrokeshire. 10 points for this. Who began his third term as the Prime Minister of Italy in April 2008 after his People of Freedom...
Exeter Pew.
Silvio Berlusconi.
That's correct. You get a set of bonuses, Exeter, on monocular vision. Despite having lost an eye while marching through Italy in May 217 BC, which great military leader ravaged Etruria and won the Battle of Trasimeno the following month?
No. Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, Hannibal.
Correct. Which American president lost the sight in his left eye as a result of a boxing injury sustained in 1904?
1904.
Wilson.
No, it was Theodore Roosevelt. Horatio Lord Nelson lost the sight of his right eye in 1794 during a British bombardment of the port of Calvi on which Mediterranean island?
It's around there somewhere, isn't it?
Not Malta.
Sardinia.
No, it was Corsica. We're going to take our second picture round at this point. Your picture starter is a photograph of a French cathedral. 10 points if you can identify it, please.
Exeter Funnel.
Rouen.
No, anyone wants to buzz from Sheffield?
Afraid not.
Buzz, one of you.
Sheffield Woods.
Rouen.
No, it's Chartres Cathedral. So we'll see that see the picture bonuses in a moment or two. 10 points for this starter question. Fingers on the buzzers, everybody. Which two German chemists, Nobel Prize winners in 1918 and 1931 respectively, give their names to the process which synthesises ammonia directly from hydrogen and nitrogen?
Sheffield Pinney.
The Haber-Bosch process.
Correct. So you get the picture bonuses. Chartres Cathedral, which you failed to identify, houses a 13th century stained glass window depicting representations of traditional rural activities, often known as the labours of the months. For your bonuses, you're going to see 3 of those windows. In each case, simply give me the month represented by the activity depicted. Firstly...
July.
No, they're picking grapes. Did you get that far? But
Yes.
they do that much later in September. Secondly, this.
It must be either Easter or Christmas, but Easter's not Christmas, so try December's Christmas.
December.
December, picking flowers. No, it's April. And finally...
August.
It is August, it's threshing. 5 minutes to go, 10 points for this. What surname links works entitled Hideous Kinky, Girl with a White Dog, and The Interpretation of Dreams?
Exeter Funnel.
Freud.
Yes. Your bonuses are on a Prime Minister, Exeter. In a world of voluble hates, he plotted to make men like, or at least tolerate one another. These words by the historian G.M. Trevelyan describe which long-serving Prime Minister born 1867?
1867. No, Gladstone. Try Gladstone.
Come on.
Disraeli.
Good heavens, no, he was pretty well pegging out round then. Stanley Baldwin. There are a lot of hard-faced men who look as if they had done very well out of the war. Of which institution did Baldwin reportedly say those words?
House of Lords. House of Lords. He really didn't like the House of Lords.
They've done well out of the war.
I know he didn't like the House of Lords.
House of Lords.
No, it was Parliament, specifically I think he was talking in the House of Commons. To stress the new importance of air power in war, on which river did Baldwin say Britain's frontier now lay in a speech of 1934?
The Rhine.
The Rhine is correct. 10 points for this. What adjective or concept linked hunter, well, and long-distance runner in novels by Carson McCullers?
Exeter Limmer.
Loneliness.
Loneliness is right, yes. Your bonuses are on architecture. In form and pronunciation, unchanged from the Italian, what word denotes a freestanding bell tower that often forms part of a church or other public building?
Campanile.
Nominate Limmer.
Campanile.
Correct. Completed in 1908 and more than 300 feet tall, the Joseph Chamberlain Memorial Clock Tower is located on the campus of which British university?
Birmingham.
Correct. The Chamberlain Clock Tower is said to be modelled on the 14th century Torre de Mangia, a campanile adjacent to the town hall of which Tuscan city?
It's not Siena and it's not Florence. They've been to that. It's not there. Tuscan City.
Quickly.
Try Pisa.
Pisa.
No, it's Siena. Level pegging, 10 points for this. What term is used to describe medical experiments such as drugs tests in which the identity...
Exeter Funnel.
Vivisection.
No, you lose 5 points. The identities of the control group are known...
Sheffield Penny.
Double blind.
Double blind is correct. Your bonuses are on the European Union. Which EU state has land borders with the largest number of other member states? Come on, let's have an answer, please.
Czech Republic.
No, it's Germany. 2 landlocked EU states are entirely surrounded by other EU states. Luxembourg is one. Which is the other? Come on, let's have it.
Czech Republic.
Correct. 4 other EU states have their only land border with another EU state. 5 points if you can name 2 of them.
The UK and Portugal.
Correct. Denmark and Ireland are the other 2. About a minute and a half to go, 10 points for this. Meanings of what 3-letter verb include present for consideration, bring into the required position, put down as a wager, colloquially to make a sexual...
Sheffield Weller.
Bet.
No, you lose 5 points. Colloquially to make a sexual conquest and produce an egg.
Exeter Limmer.
Lay.
Correct. Your bonuses are on botany. There's 1 minute to go. Meaning happening by chance. What term describes the aerial roots put out by the stems of ivy and similar climbers to attach themselves to a vertical surface?
Tendril.
Those adventitious roots. What term refers to the method of climbing demonstrated by, for example, morning glory and summer jasmine? Come on.
Pass.
It's twining. What name denotes the slender leafless shoots that the grapevine and the garden pea use for climbing?
Tendril.
Correct. 10 points for this. The words Oxford, Cambridge, media and flea may all precede what 6-letter word of Latin derivation?
Sheffield Woods.
Market.
No, you want to buzz Exeter, one of you, quickly. It's circus. 10 points for this. What term denotes both the zone of hot gases around a flame and the zone between the crust and the core of the Earth?
Exeter Stone.
Mantle.
Mantle is correct. That gives you the lead. Your bonuses are on contemporary British opera. Born in London in 1971, which composer's works include the operas Powder and At the Gong? Sheffield have 170, but Exeter have 175. Well, bad luck, Sheffield. It looked pretty surely yours only about 10 minutes ago, but we have to say goodbye to you, I'm afraid. Exeter, you like living dangerously. We should look forward to seeing you in the quarter-finals. Many congratulations to you. I hope you can join us next time for the first of the quarter-finals. Until then, though, it's goodbye from Sheffield University.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Exeter University.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
High pressure in the kitchen, back for a new series. It's MasterChef next here on BBC Two. Then at 9, we're ocean hopping in more than one boat. More on that in just a moment.